Welcome to MTN Outdoors.
Welcome back to another episode of MTN Outdoors. I'm your host, Keith Grevenitz, and guess what? It's officially been a year that I've been full-time here in Montana, and it goes without saying that I love this state. I just can't get enough of the animals, the weather, the nature, and of course the people like you. Montana Television Network serves this state in an amazing way and showcases just how special this state is. Thank you very much for watching.
If you look to the left, you'll see the crazy mountain range. And if you look to the right, you'll see an airplane. And that's because I'm here at the Mission Field Airport in Livingston, where a nonprofit organization is taking ranchers to the skies to get a new perspective on the Crazy Mountain Ranch controversy. Had you seen the golf course in that extent before?
No, I hadn't ever seen it.
These photos were taken by Bob Boyd, a name that might sound familiar if you've been following the Crazy Mountain Ranch situation. I first met Bob in early June when the controversy began. Nearly 3 months later,
The situation since we talked before hasn't changed much, except that Crazy Mountain Ranch has admitted that they screwed up.
if you're unfamiliar with the Crazy Mountain Ranch affair, let's break it down. Crazy Mountain Ranch, or CMR, was bought by Lone Mountain Land Company in 2021 to run a private membership experience. In 2024, the ranch began to irrigate a new 18-hole golf course, according to the state, without proper water rights. Irrigation continued in the 2025 season, angering local ranchers. 12 official formal complaints of illegal water use were filed to the Montana Department of Natural Resources and Conservation, who soon after filed a lawsuit.
They were to the point that they were going to irrigate regardless, and when that lawsuit was filed, they realized that they had to do something different.
That something different involved stopping illegal use of water on their ranch and purchasing water from Big Timber to be shipped in. Now that you're all caught up, you're probably wondering what planes have to do with all this.
We went up and we flew over the ranch itself, and we were able to see what the golf course is, how it's progressing. They're still working on it.
Park County Environmental Council organized flight tours with a nonprofit organization called EcoFlight, who provide aerial perspectives for environmental and social issues across the country.
It was fun, and we were able to see a little bit about where the water comes out of the lake.
Ranchers, Park County commissioners, and even the mayor of Clyde Park all took part in group discussions, then took to the skies to get a bird's eye view and a better understanding of Rock Lake, where most of the ranchers in Clyde Park get their water from, and Crazy Mountain Ranch.
Because from the air you can see everything that's going on, the tennis courts, the employee housing units, the actual construction of the golf course, where the water's coming from.
Gary Kraft has flown planes for over 30 years, 15 of those years with EcoFlight. He was happy to be the pilot for these Crazy Mountain tours.
Our goal is to advocate for the environment. We strive to be a facilitator for those solutions, for good conversations, which can create better outcomes for the environment.
And for Bob Boyd, who's lived in the Clyde Park area 50 plus years, he was the first rancher to file a complaint over Crazy Mountain Ranch. He's glad this issue he's so passionate about is getting the attention it needs.
I'm really tickled that there's enough people that care about what's going on in the area. Water is a big deal.
In Livingston, Cassidy Powers, MTN News.
It's a high-energy morning here at Highland Glen, where nearly 100 people are racing in the Landon's Light Memorial Mountain Bike Race, an event honoring Landon Hole by bringing the community together.
Racing, like, just overall super fun. We get a chance to do it, but especially with like the community here and in memory of one of our teammates. It's just really special.
Landon Hole died by suicide in 2022 during his freshman year at Montana State. He was an avid mountain biker, whether he was on the BMX course or riding with the local mountain biking team.
He loved riding his bike, he loved mountain biking with friends, and so we felt that doing a race in his honor would be really special.
Kimmelin, Landon's mom, tells me Landon struggled with his mental health.
Landon obviously had some very, very deep struggles. He had bipolar disease, and so a lot of challenges there, but he had this side of him that was just bright and sunny.
Kimmelin says the main goal of this race, now in its third year, is to foster community, which Landon valued, and raise money for the Landon Hole Memorial Scholarship Endowment Fund.
There is a significant lack in the number of mental health care providers, and so by providing scholarship funding to people who are pursuing careers in mental health care. We're hoping to bridge that gap more.
The race honored Landon by giving out several awards, including one for a hole shot, the first person to make the first turn at the start of the race, which Landon was known for. There was also a Pass the Puppet relay bike race, as Landon rode with a puppet on the front of his bike in his last race. For volunteers and riders, it was a heartwarming day.
It's really fun. It's also I love the community here. Everyone's so close with everyone. They're super nice.
I believe all of us have had someone that we knew or close to us that has passed away due to suicide, and it's unfortunate, but bringing awareness to it's always positive.
To donate to the Landon Hull Memorial Scholarship, visit our website. In Bozeman, Ishawalia, MTN News.
You're watching MTN Outdoors. We'll be right back.
As many folks know, Bridger Bowl is no stranger to snowfall, but what about rockfall? Last week, a major landslide swept through the majority of the ski area, raising questions and concerns about the effects of this landslide.
Keep going over, and this terrain that's accessed by high traverse, you can really see how deep that particular scar is.
Hiram Toll is about to enter his 4th season as general manager of Bridger Bowl. He tells me he's seen some pretty gnarly storms, so when the rain started pouring last Tuesday...
It's pretty typical here that we have a pretty strong microclimate called the Bridger Bowl cloud. It often delivers the great snow that we love.
But last Tuesday, the Bridger Bowl cloud delivered something a little more extreme.
There was something very different about this that actually was able to strip that amount of material and bring it down the hill.
A massive landslide stretching across the entire ski area, all the way from Bridger Gully above the Bears to Slushman's. Hiram pointed out some of the affected areas.
For everything above North Bowl, you can see all of these chutes. Some of the most significant damage, however, is farther south. The South Bowl area, the Zitz, a lot of those ripped out to the point where that if I went and stood in it, it would be up to my chest or potentially deeper.
Hiram tells me there were a few close calls, part of the slide making its way down to the base of Perrier's Knob Lift. But no lifts or buildings were destroyed in the landslide. Crews are already underway clearing rocks and debris from the lower portion of the mountain, but
the areas that we can't get to clean up are areas where people ski. It's part of our famous ridge terrain, and that's just going to be a different look for people.
Just how different? We'll have to wait for the snow to find out.
A chute that was enjoyable skiing in an average winter might take a few more inches or even foot of snow to fill it in to make it fun to ski.
Regardless, Hiram says Bridger Bowl crews are doing everything they can to not only have the mountain ready for ski season, but ready for when Mother Nature strikes again.
There's a saying in the ski business, never enough to do it right, but always enough to do it twice. We don't want to be doing this twice. We're always doing our best to prepare for the unknown. You can rest assured that Bridger Bowl will take good care of you for many, many generations.
In Bozeman, Cassidy Powers, MTN News.
Montana is known for its expansive wilderness and mountainous terrain, so it can be difficult for law enforcement to conduct investigations in the backcountry. The Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office recently led a training on how to conduct investigations in challenging environments.
That training was super paramount to be able to pack as little as possible, but yet bring what you need, because over in Anaconda, they're all on foot.
When investigating in a remote, wild area, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack, but that haystack could be hundreds of heavily wooded acres.
We're taught to look for something as small as a paperclip. And the reason is if you're focusing on something that's small, you'll see something big.
The manhunt in Anaconda included 38 agencies from across Montana and beyond, with resources on the ground and in the air. Search teams did not just face steep, rocky terrain and dense woods. They also faced the elements, rain, wind, and nighttime lows in the 30s and 40s.
The challenges that come from conducting an investigation in a remote area are one, you don't control the weather.
Along with training, Dutton says teamwork is essential in backcountry investigations.
I tell you, the most important part of this is to establish relationships between local law enforcement, state partners, and federal partners.
And on Friday, teamwork paid off as an 8-day manhunt came to its conclusion. In Helena, Madeline Heath, MTN News.
Most people don't realize that there's a volunteer group out there that's working every week to clear trails.
Every week, multiple times a week, the Gallatin Valley backcountry horsemen are out, well, in the backcountry, clearing trails so everyone else can enjoy the nature and beauty of Montana without having to summit logs and downed limbs.
We've come across a couple of trails. We did porcupine elkhorn, and there were some trees, good-sized trees, 24-inch or better, that were across a trail on a slope, and there's no way around them.
Loaded with chainsaws, helmets, and saws.
This is the gear we take.
It's all about preparation.
And we have to balance the load so that it doesn't slip off the horse one way or the other.
Of course, one of the biggest parts of that preparation is ensuring that their horses are ready to hit the trail.
This is the old standby pack horse. He's saved my bacon a lot. He's really good on the trail. We were packing loads in like that, and we had a spud bar that weighs about 30 or 40 pounds that fell out, and the whole thing shifted like this, and that was downhill, and he just stood there and let me get the thing back up, put the spud bar in, and we got out of there.
While the horsemen aren't the only ones out there helping take care of the backcountry, the next time that you're out enjoying the bountiful nature of Montana, you may have a backcountry horseman to thank.
We're the best kept secret in Gallatin Valley.
In Bozeman, with Copper, Jane McDonald, MTN News.
For anglers, this stretch of the Gallatin River is already wild and scenic. But Congressman Ryan Zinke wants to make it official.
There's an actual trout out there, but that's really hard to see him because he's a much darker color.
As Josh Stanish shows me how to spot trout in the Gallatin, it's clear his connection to this river runs more than 30 years deep.
The rivers are an important place that brings a lot of people together.
He's spent 2 decades as a guide at Trout Chasers, a local lodge offering fly fishing adventures on the Upper Gallatin. When he's not casting a line, Josh is in the classroom teaching at Highlight Elementary.
Teach them about the importance of our state and the environment and everything we have here.
And fishing here isn't just for fun, it's big business. Fish, Wildlife, and Parks estimates Montana's fishing industry brings in more than $900 million a year.
The fishing industry is a huge part of what goes on in Montana. Outdoor and tourism is definitely Montana's bread and butter.
Which is why,
having some protections I think is important. Our environment is definitely changing as our climate is changing, and so we're going to have to do everything we can.
And that's why Zinke's plan caught his attention. The congressman is proposing a bill to add 100 miles of the Gallatin and Madison rivers to the National Wild and Scenic River System, a federal designation first created in 1968 by President Lyndon B. Johnson.
It's important that these rivers stay trout fisheries and they stay with clean, cold water. And if this is one of the ways we can do that, I think the real applause needs to go to a lot of the conservation organizations that work so hard to make sure to get somebody like Mr. Zinke to be a part of this.
Josh says water access and usage is already stretched thin by a lot of users.
Be symbiotic for everybody, not just for one user group, is an important part of the conversation. I think bills like this help to ensure that we can continue to have those conversations that are so difficult to have sometimes.
Most importantly, Josh thinks of his students,
where they can have the things that we've had, and it's not just lost and they wind up not being outdoors.
In Bozeman, Megan Elaine, MTN News.
You're watching MTN Outdoors. Stay tuned for more Montana magic.
It was just kind of by accident.
For gardener Gabe Björklund, it started with a simple goal: learn to grow a little garlic. 15 years later, her garage and barn are packed to the brim.
I learned the planting and the whole process, and scaled up my inventory, found the varieties that I wanted to grow that did well here, and pretty soon, I had way more garlic than what we could use.
Just like that, Montana Stinking Rose was born, a marketplace for Gay to sell and advertise her seed-grade garlic for gardeners across the country.
Are asking questions on how to grow it, or when to harvest scapes, or when do I harvest it, or how do I cure it.
Stinking Rose is a nickname for garlic. And while the smell might be strong, walking through her freshly harvested crop had me thinking about spaghetti and garlic bread.
The purple stripes have good color.
Gay tells me Montana is prime garlic country.
Something you plant in the fall, and it's one of the first things up in the spring. And the porcelain varieties, those plants will get waist high. So it's just really suited for our climate.
Gay grows 8 distinct varieties, supplying local nurseries and shipping nationwide. While they thrive in northern winters, gardeners in warmer states need a few extra steps.
If they buy them in the south, there's a vernalization period where they have to put it in a refrigerator for several weeks to simulate our winter.
This year's late July harvest produced 6,000 to 7,000 pounds. And if you can believe it,
yeah, I scaled back this year.
What started as a happy accident has grown into a business with roots in the Gallatin Valley, connecting garlic lovers from coast to coast.
I've met a lot of wonderful people doing this, and it's, they'll be on vacation and they'll make it a point to stop by and take a look. Yeah, to see where the garlic comes from.
Looking to ward off vampires or grow some stinking roses yourself? Visit our website. In Bozeman, Megan Elaine, MTN News.
Well, these are very healthy, great flavor, and they go well with just about everything.
Cobblers, pies, and vanilla ice cream, to name a few.
I've been making quite a bit of blueberry muffins.
Chris and Stephanie Rash, alongside Danica and Alvin Young, co-own Hidden Meadow Berries off Ashley Lake Road west of Kalispell.
They just taste really good, and they're really high in antioxidants. They're super healthy for you. It's a great snack or lunch. If you forgot your lunch, it works great.
The families hauled up 5 semi-loads of blueberry bushes from Junction City, Oregon, and planted them in early July.
This one's so full it's bending over here.
Each bush produces roughly 15 to 20 pounds of berries.
We picked one row, thought we cleaned it up, and went back the next day. It looked like we didn't even touch it, so.
900 blueberry bushes now sit on 2 acres on the Young's family property.
We're always up for a new challenge, and I think this is a pretty good challenge to see how we do.
Hidden Meadow Berries offers you pick by appointment and also sells take-home blueberry bushes.
We have the ability to let's take and give people what they would love to have in their yards. If they don't have the room in their yards, they can come here and pick. And if they want to plant some in their yards, we'll sell these great healthy blueberry bushes to them.
Chris says a take-home blueberry bush costs around $150, while you pick charges $5 a pound.
Picking something that they can enjoy later, that's cheaper than buying it from the local grocery store.
Hidden Meadow Berries will be open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. until harvest wraps up in early fall.
So far, just eating them plain seems to be the best option. But ice cream is a second, very close second.
In Kalispell, Sean Wells, MTA News.
Have you ever seen 2 cowboys rope a steer faster than I can say these lines? Have you ever thought to yourself, I wonder if I could do that? Well, today we're going to find out. And to help us find out, I'm joined by a very special guest. Chad, tell them who you are and what makes you awesome.
Hi, my name's Chad Turner. I'm with Turner Performance Horses, and I think what makes things awesome is riding a really good horse that scores good and that carries me to the steer and gets me to them fast.
You are the top-ranked header in the NRA so far this season. Just what goes into making that happen?
It's scoring good, riding a fast horse, completing the run, leaving the arena with the time. And a lot of times, if you just do that, you're going to win a check.
And win a check, Chad has plenty of times this season, to the tune of over $3,000 and a spot atop the Northern Rodeo Association standings. So who better to learn the art of roping from?
So this is your loop here. This is a Hondu, this is your spoke, this is your tip, this is your top strand, bottom strand. We want to keep a spoke from the eye to your hand, okay? Remember, this is the top strand. Make that top strand come right at your eyes.
So well, Chad made it look easier than horseback riding through a green meadow. I was busy making it look darn near impossible. I'm definitely still messing it up.
So now we have that down. Now we just swing You throw it at his head. You try to catch it.
Swing after swing, it became more and more clear that this plastic cow wasn't the only dummy at the ranch today.
Right here, you're letting go.
If there was an event for kinking the rope, Chad, I'm taking first place.
But somehow Chad decided he'd seen enough to set me up on a horse and add some movement to the equation.
All right, there it is. Rope him. Rope him. Good. Stay with the cow. Stay with the cow. It was pretty close.
You just saying that, or you really believe that?
It was close. It was closer than on the dummy. Okay, remember, ride to position, then swing, then stay with the cow, and rope it. Good. Yep, a little over there. All right. A little closer. There you go. Rope it.
Oh, I thought that was it. I thought that was the one.
I know it.
Well, this is what it's supposed to look like. So what did we learn today? Number one, Chad is really good at making it look easy. And number two, this cowboy could use a little extra practice. Outside East Helena, Johnny Walker, MTN Sports.
Oh, I've heard all the weather jokes. That you could be right 50% of the time and still keep your job, or how can you tell a weatherman is lying? His lips are moving. Or a 50% chance of rain, so it's either going to rain or it's not. Well, there is a common misconception about a chance of precipitation. A 50% chance of rain does not mean a 50% chance that it will not rain. In weather forecasts, the percentage you see by precipitation indicates the likelihood of measurable precipitation occurring in a specific area during a forecast period. A 50% chance means half of a gridded forecast area will receive measurable precipitation over the course of the next 12 hours. If there is a 100% chance of precipitation, the entire gridded forecast area will see that rain or snow. If there is only a 20% chance, 1 in 5 locations in that forecast area will see isolated precipitation. The probability percentage is comprised of two main details: the confidence level in precipitation developing and how widespread or spotty it may be. Precipitation chances are fluid and may change with regards to a storm system's track. The chance of precipitation does not indicate the amount of rain or how long it will last. It simply reflects the likelihood in that gridded forecast area. So go ahead, make your jokes, but right now, you're a little more weather-wise.